Welcome to my ramblings on Macedonia. Since the last one, been moving from Albania through Kosovo and now into the Shar mountain region of Macedonia. Kosovo, brilliant, really good. Include it in your Balkan itineraries. And yeah, Shar mountain region, utterly magical. I mean, it's a massive, which stretches 80 kilometres down the sort of northwestern Macedonia from Kosovo to Albania. Yeah, crazy. Several peaks above 2,000 metres, snow-capped in winter, beautiful hiking trails in summer, which probably give the Alps a bit of a run for their money, I reckon. They're also steeped in flora and fauna with only 2,000 species of plants, which is 2/3 of Macedonia's total, and 44 animal species, including the critically endangered Balkan lynx, wolves, bears, chamois, eagles, hawks, you name it, it's there. It's amazing. And here I met with Frazina of the Macedonian Ecological Society and the Friends of Shar organisation, who's hoping to sort of conserve the biodiversity of this area through the sustainable management of all of their resources. This area is incredibly beautiful, but it's not a national park. And that means it's not protected, it's not policed, it's not managed to the extent in which it should be in order that it can thrive. And this means that it's got a couple of threats towards it. The main of these being these sort of exorbitant logging commissions given away by the government, which are just taken far too far and unsustainable. And also just illegal hunting and poaching, which just strips it of its integrity and species. And this is why they want to turn it into a protected area, a very similar situation to what it was in Montenegro when they wanted a marine protected area there. A national park won't just help the biodiversity, but will also bring tourism into the area to make the most of the unbelievable landscape on offer, like myself. And this could act as a saving grace for the rural communities in the area, which have very limited development prospects here. And this has led to huge scale migration out of the rural areas into the local cities, and which in this case is one of the most polluted cities in Europe, but also further afield to the US and to the rest of Europe. And currently in Macedonia they have 500,000 Macedonians living abroad. And a population of 2 million, that's quite a lot of people. Interestingly enough, on the Kosovan side it's already been designated a national park. So to not have it on the Macedonian side doesn't really make a lot of sense. As I spoke about last time, transboundary cooperation is pretty important. And these things like wolves, bears, lynx, they don't really know boundaries, they don't need visas or passports. So for them to go onto one side and be completely protected, and then just go to the other side of a peak and suddenly be at threat of hunting and poaching is really quite bad. So this is what Frazina and MES are working so hard to achieve. Getting this designated as a national park would be amazing for the area. And her work taking a bottom-up approach to sort of show these local people and the rural population the tangible benefits which this national park could have for them and their development is amazing. Basically, what I've learned here is that although I went into this trip purely looking for biodiversity specific stories, it's impossible to ignore the socio-economic factors of those people that will be affected by the actions that you intend to impose as a conservationist. And therefore incorporating them into the decision-making process like Frazina and MES has done is crucial in the search for a win-win solution which will preserve all levels of flora and fauna and allow for the sustainable development of these isolated rural communities. So yeah, national parks are great. Get out, explore that wilderness, look after that green space, and just don't let people take it away. Ramblings out.